Well. What's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Just My Opinion. We really do appreciate it. Guys, we made it. We're at the end. The last episode, episode 10, the season finale. I cannot believe that this is it. And unless we get the spin-off show, I guess we can throw that into the conversation. Guys, I just want to let you know that we are talking Snowfall, if it wasn't obvious already. Of course, this is season 6, episode 10, the season finale titled The Struggle. The episode says the Snowfall saga comes to an end, written by David Andron and directed by Alonso Alvarez. Guys, I want to let you know that this is going to be a spoiler-filled recap, okay? Me and Tyra are going to spoil this episode up, down, left, right, in, and out. As if you've already seen it, you have been warned. That is your warning. So if you don't want any spoilers, get out of here. Go watch the episode, then come back.
Come back.
Yes, like your boy Ice Cube said, may have been a little Easter egg in this episode about that too, but we're going to be talking about it. And also, if this is your first time here and you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, let us know what you thought about this episode in the chat, in the comment section, whether you liked it, whether you hated it, were you somewhere in between? Was this the best season finale ever, or are you severely disappointed and like, what the hell did they do? We want to know. But guys, of course, you can see I am not by myself. I am not by my lonesome. Yes. I got my main homie right there, Miss Tyra with Reviewz TV, here to join me to wrap this thing up. Tyra, how are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm fine. I'm torn. I really don't want the season or the show in general to be over. Just being stingy. They gave us 6 seasons, so I'm gonna relax.
I got you. I feel you though, and it's kind of different for me because I wasn't a part of the Snowfall lore for years, like everybody else. I started binge watching it. I think in season 4 is when I started, and so this is kind of fresh to me. And so I'm gonna still miss it. And of course, guys, you let us know if you're going to be missing it too. Now, if you love what me and Miss Tyra has to say, you can follow both of us on social media. Our handles are on the screen. Her information is in the description box of this video. And like always, bam, she is right there on my channel tab on the far right. Yes, make sure you subscribe to her, show her some love. This is what her channel looks like right here. She is on her way to our next milestone of 20,000 subscribers. And then we're going to help her get to that good old 1 billion. Yeah. Subscribers. Yes. But Tyra. Damn.
I've been holding it in so you can finish your open.
Damn. Oh damn it. Really? What? Oh my God. I'm just gonna say this. They could have went so many ways.
Yeah.
With this episode. Oh God, they had all the creative freedom. The core foundation of the show is based on a true story with the government funneling drugs, cocaine into America to pay for a war that is known history. But man, they could have been so creative. And but before I give my little assessment, I can describe my feelings for this episode in one word. I'm gonna give it to you guys in a second, but I want to come to you first. Overall, how did you feel about the episode? Are you satisfied? Are you disappointed? How you feeling?
Okay, well, before I went back and watched the first episode of the first season, I was content, but I was like, wow, this was not the direction that I expected them to go, especially with Franklin's character. But when I went back, I was like, okay, that explains why we went in this direction. And I felt a lot better about the episode, and I felt like it was a completion of the series as a whole. I felt like it was good.
Oh, so you're satisfied?
Yeah.
You're satisfied.
But it took for me to go back and watch the first episode of season 1 to be completely satisfied. Before I was like, well, this was different. I didn't expect for them to go here, but now I feel a little different about it.
I'm gonna keep the spotlight on you because I'm curious. what changed your mind? Because when you now we were blessed enough to get the screeners, but when you we finished this, I finished it like 5 minutes after. That was just a coincidence.
Yeah.
When you texted me, I was like, oh, I got like 6 minutes left. And you gave me your brief little commentary. You didn't spoil anything, of course. But I would say that the way you're feeling now during this recording is a bit different
Yeah.
from the way you felt at the end of this episode. So I just, if you can elaborate, expand on that a bit, of what was it that when you went back made you change your mind about this season finale? Because I can say right now, I think we are on complete polar opposites. But I'm curious, ma'am. I'm curious.
Well, no, just tying it back together. As far as like that corner store, I can't like, you know, going to spoil the ending, but it's certain
What
milestones from
spoilers?
that first that first episode that are present in the last one to tie everything together. As far as Leon, his father Alton, and just like that cycle of alcoholism continuing, and it tied together really nice for me. I thought it was great. Before I was like, this was okay. I expected more, but by the time they tied in Alton and like the generational curses continuing on with Franklin, even though he tried to avoid it and, you know, whatever, but I felt like it was handled really well.
Damn.
Of course, I'll elaborate more once we get towards where we need to get to, but
Wow, wow.
yeah,
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go back and watch season 1, episode 1, because I don't remember it. I do remember that Alton was an alcoholic,
yeah.
and that's where they were leaning towards in this episode. But my one word, Tyra, for the way I feel about this episode is disappointed.
Oh,
Disappointed. If I wanted to add, well, if I wanted to turn it into 2 words, it would be severely disappointed. Yeah, I am just
sip my tea.
I was really upset. I was really bothered last night when I was done with this episode. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't angry or
Yeah,
upset, but I was just disappointed. Like, really? This is where y'all wanted to go. And to be honest with you, when it comes to the writing, I like how they challenged us as audience members, because at the episode 9, we're like, damn, where are they going to go with this? You know,
yeah.
Franklin has no way of getting the money, or maybe he does, and Sissy's going to be in jail for the rest of her life. And you know, what is Wanda going to do? She's going to leave Leon, and excuse me, you was thinking Leon gonna die, you know, and you know, no cap, no shade, but it's just with, so you know, where we're gonna see Gustavo and Leon again. I mean, Louie again,
Yeah.
and so and they
Peaches.
peaches. So they gave me everything I wanted, but not
Yeah.
in the way I wanted. It just wasn't cooked enough. They didn't add enough seasoning. The recipe was off. Um, all of that together, I'm just really disappointed, Tyra,
Okay.
with this right here. I mean, because what I was okay at the end of episode 9, everybody was like, "Damn, the money's gone. Sissy going to jail for the rest of her life. Is there any way that Franklin can maybe not get the 73 million, the 70 million, or the 37 million, but can he still walk away with something and learn his lesson?" I was hoping they went that direction, because this is what I was thinking. I was like, okay, I forgot. I was like, he still has Ruben. And the CIA still wants Ruben, you know, as an asset to do whatever. So I was thinking that he could leverage and be like, hey, Teddy's dead. I know the 37 million that he was going to give me is not an option anymore. I mean, it would have been nice to see him try to get it or something.
Yeah.
But I will give you this Russian spot if you give me $5 million, or you give me $1 million or something like that. 3 million. Give me $3 million. Ruben is yours. I'll take the money. And yeah, $3 million is not 73 or 37 million, but man, it's better than $12,000. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get to that. But I mean, is that, if they would have went in that direction, do you think there was a realistic place they could have ended up in this episode, or am I reaching here?
I mean, there was, but with me going back and feeling like Franklin was supposed to be a combination of Teddy and Alton in the end, I thought it played out like fairly well, because
Okay.
it was just his agenda and just being so ruthless behind that money that was driving him before. And as soon as the episode started and I saw him take that first drink, I was like, "Oh Lord!" I knew we were gonna reference Alton, because he never drinks, and it's a tie-in to that first episode when Mel asks him, you know, why he doesn't drink, or, you know, you never drink with us. He's like, I don't like the way it makes me feel. It's something he's been trying to avoid all his life, turning out like his dad. And I just knew we were going there, and we just started to see him drink more and more. I was like, oh my God, we about to just watch him spiral?
Wow,
This isn't,
wow, okay.
yeah, I was like, this isn't what I expected. I think for the most part, we all expected maybe he would die or go to jail or possibly get away with some type of money, and we got neither of those.
Wow. Okay. So I'm so glad I'm doing this with you right now because you are giving me a perspective. I'm in my feelings and emotions over here. Like, they didn't give me the ending I wanted. You're like, no, B. You have to be like a circle back around in the writing. Da da da. You have to do your research. So
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Because you're right about that. I didn't even think. I mean, yeah, he ended up being a drunk, but I don't want to get too
yeah,
far into that. But I mean, that's how the episode started. There's one thing I liked about the episode is how it started. It didn't pick up a week later,
yeah,
and we saw we heard we saw a newspaper or a TV on in the background. Last week downtown, this black woman shot this white man for no damn reason. And, like it was like immediate right after that. Franklin is running. What the hell is going on? He's in a nervous panic. And I was like, yeah, this is how I will react. Probably you will react. Most people react. He's discombobulated.
yeah,
Where's the phone? He calls Vernique and it's just like, baby, why did she do that? She had a gun and she shot Teddy, and she don't. That's the last thing that she thought she was going to hear on the phone. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Got it, baby. No, Teddy's dead. What
yeah,
happened? And I feel all that. And yeah, he did start going to alcohol, and
yeah,
that was a great introduction right there. I do like that, but I was really disappointed where Franklin panicked and gave up Ruben.
yeah.
That was I don't. How did you feel
He's
about that when I was going down?
scared. I think he was scared at that moment of like, maybe I don't have as much. I thought I had some leverage, but with my mother killing Teddy in broad daylight, like what? How many options do I actually have right now? I can't even really just give a rebuttal on this phone and tell this man what I will and won't do. And then
Yeah,
on top of that, he's thinking, and he's still thinking about that money, not
yeah,
not thinking what this man can provide for him. Like, he can't give me that 73 million. It was just Teddy. So since that's not an option, I need to try to figure out something else. And I think we all thought at that point with him turning Ruben over, which was funny because Ruben was trying.
man.
No,
Do
see,
it,
Franklin, no.
on the spot.
He was trying so hard, and he just did it. And I was like,
Yeah,
maybe once he took that drink, I knew it was gone. He was gone from there. But like Sissy, she thought that this would be that gut punch to, you know what, now you don't have a choice but to take what you have and your wife and your child and run. And he was doing everything but that. Like, it was just really sad to see him spiral out of control and just lose himself.
yeah,
Like, I,
yeah,
like
yeah.
just going back to them episodes because I went past episode one and I was just watching the first season,
Oh
and just
wow.
to see him and Sissy go from like being best friends pretty much and like everything to each other to how he was treating her in this episode, I was like,
Yeah, man.
oh my goodness.
We're gonna talk about it. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was really shocked when he was on the phone with the CIAD. I think his name is Stephen Harvinger or Harminger or something like that. But because I was thinking he was gonna kind of talk shit because the last time they was on the phone to set up the initial meeting, he was like, I forgot exactly what he said, but he had much more confidence than he did
You know
now.
who this is.
Yeah, right there you go. I forgot. All calm and but hey man, I didn't know she was gonna do that at all.
He's shaking. He's like really,
Yeah,
really shook at this point. I think that just that plan and him just, I don't think he was thinking straight. He was just steady focusing on why would my mother do that when we were so close to getting that money. He's completely
yeah.
distracted.
So that was a shock to me. But the next scene right here was when I was like, damn, are they gonna take it there? And he did it. And I was like, yeah, this is the point of no return.
Hmm.
When he went back to the PJs, to the projects, and he threatened Leon.
Oh, I
I'm
was
like,
mad.
oh, Tyra. I was like, wait a minute, man. First of all, I was heartbroken that he had to go back and beg with
Hmm.
this plan of investments that he thought up in 30 seconds.
Excuse
You
me?
know what I'm saying? Hey, okay, well, you get how much money do you have left? Almost
Yeah,
3
give
million.
me all
Give
of
me
it.
all of it. Like,
What are you
what are you like? Are you serious?
got some
Like,
of it. Give me a meal.
you know what
Give
I'm
me
saying?
all of that. And
He
then
didn't
on the
ask,
back end,
he didn't
when
ask for
I reach my
275
pinnacle
or
of
a million.
success with these properties, I give it all back 10 times, 10 millions, 20 millions. Just give it to me, Leon. Like,
I was
and
like,
then he
this dude is
pulled.
Looney Tune, man.
I knew he was gone when he pulled the Teddy, which is why we see him revert
Oh
back
my God.
into his father figures being Teddy and being more so like Alton in the end. When he said, "It's my, you got all of this because of me," I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh
yeah, man.
God."
Yeah, that was disgusting. I was like, Franklin, bro, you done. you already destroyed the relationship with your mama. I mean, it was gonna be you and you and Veronique. Y'all decided to run off together, and she was like, "I don't want to see you no more." And before we get back to Leon, but since I'm talking about Sissy, I'm still pissed at her because at the beginning of this season, she was talking all that mess, talking about you're gonna team up with me, Saint, and go after Ruben. Da, 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 da. She had the bullhorn and all that, but then the last episode, just come on, just give Ruben give Teddy to Ruben and let them take her. But I'm like, no, no, no. So I didn't say that last time. I just had to get that off my chest. But
Leave Sissy alone.
no, Sissy,
No, you have to
no,
really
no,
go back and
no.
watch that first season.
We will
Like
get back to Sissy.
Sissy, it took all of this for Sissy
hold
to wake up about her
on.
son, sadly.
I have a whole 10 pages of notes for Sissy in my head. We're gonna get to her. But real quick. It don't matter. But yeah, this was a point of no return for me right here with Franklin. It was disgusting. I like you begging and with this ridiculous plan out of nowhere. Give me all the money. I knew he was just gonna ask for a portion or a third. He gonna ask for all of it. And the way that Leon just responded, looked at him like, wow,
so
bro. Like,
disappointed.
yeah, man. And then you threaten him.
With with a gun, like you were gonna kill Leon.
Their relationship is over. I cannot I mean the begging I can deal with, like, okay, you're just emotional right now, you got to calm down, but you're willing to kill me over this just because I won't give you all of my money. He already said he was gonna give you 500K. But the good part about this was, though, I do like that Leon does have the respect of the projects. Everybody pulled up, nice and shining armor. Like, oh no, Saint,
wish
you know who you are, but if he died, you dying 12 times. We're gonna kill you and bring you back and repeat it over and over again. So that was nice right there. I did like that he has the respect of the hood. So,
I like that Leon listened to his mama, who said, "I am not going to go against Sissy's wishes."
Yes,
she didn't want you to have that money for a reason, and I'm not going to contribute to that. I'm sorry, like I can't help you in that way. I was happy to hear that.
Yeah, I was too. And to speak about Leon, we got Wanda in this one time. How do you feel about her just saying, I can't do it, I'm going back?
I was so happy.
Yeah.
I ran. I did like when you get the Holy Ghost and you do a lap around church. I was doing a lap. I was like, oh God, somebody got some sense. Thank you so much. Because I just didn't see her. She's still in the element, even if she is running the shelter or, in an apartment or something. I think that was the best decision. And I was just so happy that somebody got sense enough to go, you know what? I should go back to Ghana.
Yeah, it was interesting. I have I'm pretty sure you've heard of this before, but I've heard one of my jobs, I remember the first day that we were there, the manager or my boss's boss treated us to lunch, and she was just laying all her personal information out there. The woman was at least 65 years old, if not older. She'd been married 35, 40 plus years. And she said at one point in her life that her and her husband had lived in separate states across the country because they both had dreams and careers that they wanted to pursue. And it was just still important to them. And if one sacrificed for the other, then their goal wouldn't been fulfilled. But they made it work. They were married for this amount of time, then they just moved to different states, still married and still loved each other and had their rules of engagement. And then when everything worked out, they moved back together, and they're still today living happily ever after. And that happens in every rare occasion. And I was thinking about that when Wanda had to make the decision to go back to Ghana because she don't want to die, she don't want to relapse. And I don't blame her. Yeah, and the thing is, I like the fact that a woman should always be supportive of her man and follow his lead, but at the same time, you got to do what's best for you.
Yeah, and her being in this situation.
Yeah, her being in this environment was not in the best interest for her. Leon knew that, didn't want to argue with her. Baby, I completely understand, but at the same time, Leon does have a responsibility to the hood. I know you may disagree, that's cool, but and maybe responsibility is not the right word to use, but he knew that he couldn't leave it in chaos. And he tried to leave it in the best position possible. And I also like the fact that he was able to give Wanda some money and be like, look, he didn't say these words, but basically like, I'll be there as soon as I'm done here. And he eventually did that. We found out at the end.
Yeah.
And so how you feel
Leon
about
has a responsibility to re-up the hood with crack. Okay.
Not
That's
okay.
It's okay, B. I
I
understand.
didn't say crack. I didn't say crack.
That's
not
what
I
he's
meant.
doing, though, B.
Okay, that's not what you right.
You want him to be the head counselor of the safety patrol of the project so bad. And it's just not that. Leon was all ready to go and distribute some more crack and re-up as soon as he figured out. He said, I need to connect. I don't care if it's Mexicans. I don't care if it's black people. Find me another connect so we can re-up.
He did say that. Maybe he was talking about marijuana. Maybe he was talking about marijuana. or cigarettes. Moonshine. That's what he was trying to transition. That's what happened to my story now. But no, you make a good point. I don't know. I may have lost that one, but I still like Leon. How you guys?
We won something because I know last time we talked, I was like, I hope that because I feel like Franklin is lost. But if this pushes anybody to leave, I'm hoping that Sissy sacrifice helps Leon.
Yeah. I think he did. He listened, man. He is completely out the game. He has been to he's been to the cliff and back. So but next we got Sissy in court. She's her initial hearing. No parole, no bail. She's screaming, CIA funding a legal war, selling drugs in the neighborhood. That judge was really shut up. Now who was this black guy?
Man? I was like, where does man come from?
Yeah, who is he? I don't know who he is. He got all the information. We got a CIA agent with runes on his chest. You're a part of that. I like the way that Franklin responded. He mentioned Jerome being dead and also Irene Abe. Was he talking about Ivy or who was he?
He was talking about he mentioned Ivy. I think he mentioned the agent that died, Jerome, and Kevin from the first season.
Okay. Yeah, I was okay. Gotcha. I was needing some help on that right there. Sorry, guys, don't beat me up in the comments. But we've never seen him before, have we?
No, not to my knowledge. Unless somebody will tell us he was in the third left corner of the 5th episode of the 3rd season. But as far as I know, I've never seen him. So he just kind of came out of left field, and I was like, "Who the hell is this?" Yeah. But I think it was supposed to be in placement of another brother rolling up. Like, how dare you do this to your own community? Leave your mama out here like this? You have something to do with this. Like, you're not gonna try to. It's like, no, do something about it, nigga. Right, I was like, wow, Franklin.
Yeah. He didn't give a damn at that point in time right there. And so I guess I get it. But
Sissy crazy.
Yeah, he went to go see her. How did she didn't say anything, did she?
No.
The only thing she spoke to was when Leon came.
Yeah.
But she didn't say nothing to Franklin. I like what he was saying at the very beginning. Just kind of letting her know what was going on. Like, okay, we can, you can pretend like he was crazy. Do you still agree with the way she did it though? But answer that. And how do you feel about the whole scene in general though? With Franklin.
I love the scene. Each time we visit Sissy in jail, the acting was A1.
Really? Okay.
It was so good. But I still stand by Sissy and her decision. I do.
Oh man,
I do. Okay. Was it smart? No.
Okay, we agree there. Okay.
It was not smart. I hate the sacrificial things that she's done season after season, and has always pushed herself, believing in Franklin to her own fault. Like, look at where you are. Like, she really thought that this was going to make him stop. And I was like, it's too late, Sissy. You waited a little too long to, I guess, try to put your foot down in a way that you could to kind of make him wake up and realize that money isn't that important. And now he's completely lost and you're in jail for life. Like, it feels like, I think I said in my last live, it kind of feels like Teddy gets to win, even though he's dead. You're, losing a big portion of your life. Sissy, we love Sissy. I like Sissy. Like, she's, a great mom to a fault, but it's just like, your sacrifice was for nothing. And she's realizing that it didn't mean anything. So by the time you come rolling up, trying to be manipulative, because that's what he was doing, because he didn't really care about that. He really just wanted to know, why did you do that? Why did you do this to me? We were so close. And it's just like, you still haven't woken up. It's no point in me speaking to you.
True, but that's a rational thing to ask and want to know,
Yeah.
though. Like I can't fault him for that. I really, I'm glad he did ask, because that's just, why would you do that? I mean, and even if there was no money, why would you put yourself in prison?
Mhm.
We had this man locked up in a room that nobody know, but you decide to go to jail. Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, right? He is manipulative. He was being
Yeah.
manipulative and
And then,
nasty.
it's not just about, she didn't think, it was about Franklin, but it was about everybody as a whole and what she felt like Teddy was doing to the community. I think I said in my live she was gonna go to jail and get her Afina Shakur on, and that's what I felt. It was like, this is an injustice for us all. This Teddy needs to be taken off the face of the earth, and it's just like, Sissy is a small drop in the bucket.
That is true. That is true. You know, um, some women are more emotional than others. But she is one, in my opinion, now on the deeper end. I can't see you doing anything like this. I can't see my mother doing anything like this. That's just me. That's just me. Nobody's perfect. I have my faults as well, but I know I'm not just going to throw away $37 million. But Franklin, he's continuing to burn bridges. He threatened Leon. He talked crazy to his mama, and now he's back with Veronique. Well, no, before that, he's at the crib, and Mr. Rich Black Man shows up. Hey, I'm ready to buy. And Franklin is like, no, you know, his ego is getting in the way, Tyra. He has not realized that he has lost,
You have
and he
nothing.
is trying to still have it all. The greed is coming
Agreed.
through, and it is
Teddy.
sending him down this spiral of death. And he turns it down and goes. And I'm so glad that he didn't hit Veronique, but he still did too much. He still did
No.
too much, and with his hands and
It's
towards.
been foreshadowing the entire show. Because when I was watching it, I was sitting here and I was like, how many times have we seen him wake up, accidentally almost hit her, almost shoot her, since the season has started? Like, it's been escalating with every single episode, with him not getting what he wants. And that infamous abusive chokehold that always leads to more. I
Mhm.
was like, okay, V, you need to get the hell out of there. And
Yeah,
she got the hell out of there.
she did. Good old 800,000. Man, that
I
just
didn't I didn't get the
how you feel
pitch.
about it? Do you think she could have left him something? 50,000 or something? She didn't. She just left him dry.
Mm.
I
I
mean,
think with how he did her and how upset she, like, it, like, once again, the whole thing. Because I remember when we were first introduced to V, I was like, oh, he's trying to get with his mama. She reminded me so much of Sissy. And it's just that side of her that was just always thinking so positively of him, and not seeing those negative tendencies that everybody else saw, or what Sissy was trying to just get away from.
mhm,
Like, it's bad. Like, the way that he's not seeing the bigger picture of, at this point, we have nothing. We have no leverage, no money, no allies. She didn't say I was going to go and sell. It was like, no, I'm just to see what the offer is on the table, to see what we would have, which was clearly eight. You could have, with all those properties that they were mentioning, they could have walked away with at least a meal.
yeah, yeah,
A
they
meal,
could have.
and just, went off and did whatever they wanted to do. But just the fact that her inquiring, it got back into that control, and you went behind my back. I was like, oh, I was really, really horrified to see it escalate that far. And I was just thinking about the baby, and you're putting your arms around her neck. I was like, this is terrible. If she doesn't
Crazy.
get out of there. But as far as like not leaving him anything, I didn't feel sorry for him. I really didn't.
I
Keep your
got
hands to
you.
yourself.
Yeah, and that's one. That's one. That's what I was kind of saying earlier. A way they could have took this is that had a little struggle, strife in this past episode for adventure and drama and action, but have him realize, okay, hey, I'm not going to get the big jackpot, but I'm gonna have to sell out some things, and I could walk away with 1 or 2 million. But that wasn't enough.
No.
That just wasn't enough. And here he is. He burnt the bridge completely when he went back to jail, and just trying to be honest with his mom, like, you're not gonna get out of here, so just give me the house. Just like,
Oh,
bro,
I was
that's
so mad, B.
yeah. I was like, you're gross, Franklin. You are
Say
really gross.
he
Like,
said Teddy should have blew your effing head off. Like,
yes, like what? How can you say that to your
That's
mama?
why she didn't talk to him. Be like, what am
Yeah,
I like? You're completely gone. She knew that you still haven't woke. If he had approached her differently, she would have approached him differently. But the fact that you're still rolling up, asking me why did you do this, that means you still don't get it. And I knew you didn't get it. So the second time you rolled up after not getting what you want, I love the surreal moments of him going into the bank and he's like out of it, hearing people state like, oh, Miss Such and Such came in and cleaned it out, and he's like, okay, like he's trying so hard to keep it together. By the time he, popping mints to mask the smell of alcohol, I was like, okay, this is not going to end well. But like you still don't get it. Like I still have nothing to say to you. You have the nerve to roll up in here on me, and so it's not like you going anywhere. You gonna be in here for life. Just
right,
let me put the
right.
house up. Like the eagerness to
Ridiculous.
have so much control that you're willing to put the house up to get money, but you didn't want to sell off any businesses. But when he did decide to sell off, it negated everything that they were trying to do with these businesses because he reverted back to Sissy's old boss, who was a slumlord, and that's what they were trying to
Right,
get away from. And we're going to
right.
be different, and it's going to be black, and all this generational whatever. And it's just like all of the things that you didn't want to sell this to this man, not this black man, but you went back to the white
Yeah.
slumlord who fired Sissy and was sending Sissy through the ringer for like 2 seasons, which escalated him to want to get into the drug gang in the first place because he felt like they were losing. Like it was crazy.
I
But
remember the chicken bomb, the chicken egg bomb, or
oh
whatever.
gosh.
That's yeah. I was like, man, the people are creative as hell to get back. Like, oh yeah, you gonna kick me out? That's crazy. Have you ever put a chicken bomb in the events? If you got to, I'm just playing. Please don't put that in the comments. But everything you said is right. And again, it goes to show that Sissy's sacrifice was for nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. She was doing that to save her son, but it didn't save nothing. It may have made him worse. So she got to live with that too. Like nothing I did is right. I know that may have seemed insensitive, but it's true. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. So yeah, he's sweating bullets in jail and F you and I hate you, mama, and all these ridiculous
Why
things.
you do this to me?
Yeah,
Everything's everybody else's fault.
right. Then it's 3 months later. He bouncing checks. He's screaming to the people on the bank, like, hey. I'm like, oh, it's 3 months later. Like I didn't think oh, your eyes got big, real
Yeah,
big.
because I was like, what?
Yeah, like I was like, oh snap, you know what I'm
we
saying?
we spent so many episodes going from day to day, hour to hour, minute to
Yeah,
minute, and then it's just a jump. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
okay.
Things are not looking well for Franklin. They weren't. And he asked her for a week and he's not getting it, but he meets up with this guy, his detective, and you can tell he was about to quit. Like you drove me all the way out here saying you ain't gonna look for Veronique no more. I mean, it does sound crazy. Some jobs you just can't accept. Like you're trying to kill this woman because she left you. I don't know. Maybe his conscience got to him, but he gives him the address to Peaches, and I was thinking, I was like, that's what it has to be.
Yeah,
That's what it
of
has to
course.
be. And I was like, I like the no, I like the scene, but Franklin is a monster. How did you feel about it when he pulled up, hopped the fence, walked in there, saw Peaches passed out on the couch? What was going through your mind, man, during
Like
that
I didn't
time?
know the state that Peaches was going to be in. I was like praying for Peaches' sake. I was like, hopefully Peaches is sober. And he goes, you know what? I saw the path that you were going down, my friend, and I took that 5 million to hold it for you for keepsake, and it's all in
Right.
there. Go
Yeah.
get it. It's for you, man. I still got
Right.
your back. I did this for us. It was like, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Peaches is strung out and still has that horrible cough. And it's like, oh no, disguise it as you were going somewhere away across the country, and you literally like you were 25
25
miles
miles.
away
25 miles. That's
this
kind of
whole
smart.
time.
Yeah, it's kind of smart. Yeah.
Crazy,
Yeah.
but it it didn't give me enough closure with Peaches because I was like,
Really?
just with how loyal Peaches was, and I guess they didn't give us enough of his downslide into using again. So just to know that he took this money to go and that's $5 million. You went through $5 million like
Well,
that?
I got you. I was kind of shocked when you said that, like, you didn't get closure from Peaches, and I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
really? And I just brought it off like, okay, he was a junkie. But now that I think about it some more, you do have a point because there should have been some dialogue between them.
yeah,
Just like Franklin asked Teddy in episode 9, why did you take my money? Why did you take
yeah,
it? And you got a crazy ass answer. He should have asked him the same question here, like, Peaches, why did you do it?
Yeah.
And you're right. He could have said exactly what you just said. Your script, like, hey, but well, the opposite. I saw you going down this hole, man. You shot Rob because he was using
Yeah.
it. I didn't want to say anything. I was using too. I panicked, and
Yeah.
he could have said something else, and and
Because
then they
they
still
never
could have shot
showed
out.
us that Peaches was using. We just thought, I personally thought Peaches was sick. I thought Peaches had the package.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
thought
That's what
Peaches
everybody
maybe
thought.
came across from the war, maybe some Agent Orange type situation, some delayed sickness. I didn't think right off the bat that Peaches is using. The only inkling they gave us to that was when Jerome went to search for Peaches, and it was this organization, or he went to some organization for vets, and he also went to a house full of junkies. But
Yeah,
other than that, it was like I had no clue that maybe he's been benching this entire time.
yeah. I'm not mad he's dead though.
Oh no.
Um, I'm not because for one, you did rob him for $5 million, and two, it was a self defense kill anyway.
Yeah,
And
I didn't.
so,
That was so off. That shooting was so off. B. You couldn't tell me Franklin wasn't shot. I
yeah,
was like, is it a
I
blank?
knew it was shot. Yeah, I knew he was. I knew he was, but I'm blaming it on the crack and just saying that he just didn't have the best aim.
I was like, what? Did he shoot a blank? Because the
Yeah,
aim,
I,
they were
I
this close to each
yeah,
other. How do you miss him?
I knew Franklin was shot, and that's just crazy. Like after all this, Franklin could have died just like that in the crack house, and that would have been his. That would have been all she wrote, But he found a safe. I knew it wasn't going to be locked, and I'm thinking that he gonna go to Home Depot and come back with crowbars and blowtorches and
Yeah,
stuff. But he called a 1-800 number. I was like, Franklin, what do you think
he
is going to
isn't
happen
thinking
at the end
straight.
of this? You
He's
say
not.
what?
He's not. Since the situation with Sissy, he has not been thinking straight the entire time. Even 3 months later, you still aren't thinking straight. Like Miguel.
Before you get there, I'm just before Miguel pops up, I'm just like, okay, if the person they're gonna open the safe and see what's in it, or would you go, or you gonna make them crack and be like, all right, thank you, leave, bye. I doubt it. How you gonna verify that's your home? And I don't know. That was just some plot hole in case we missed something. But Franklin's just disgusting, man. The other crackhead shows up. I'm like, damn. Like, and I mean, it's a lot. If it's a human life, I'm not going to be like, oh, it was just a crackhead. Ain't nobody gonna miss him. No,
Oh, I was. I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm
look.
sorry. I don't care about nobody but Miguel. I'm sorry.
I feel you. Still though, I mean, I'm not just gonna sit here and say that they're just disposable. Like, I don't care about the character, but it's anyway. But I am mad at you, Tyra. I am mad at you,
Sorry.
but I am mad at he killed Miguel though. Like, come on, Franklin. Actually, but let's back up. It's only $12,000 in there. Sorry. How do you burn? How much time has passed by?
It's only like
a year?
it's
2 years?
not even. I don't think it's been that long. Be like, because you got to think from we've been going day to day, and then it jumps to like a 3 month type situation. Like it's maybe almost see like how do you burn? I'm guessing he's just been having a party with his junkie friends.
There ain't that much crack to smoke. You will be dead if you smoke that much crack. I mean, you don't. You
Maybe he
that
gave it
house they
away.
lived in, the house they lived in, it could have easily paid that off. The safe don't cost that much. Groceries don't cost that much. Crack is not cheap, but it ain't like how do you? He just must have been giving it away. I don't. Man, I just knew $2.53 million was gonna be in there.
I knew there wasn't gonna be anything in
At
there.
least $1 million, Tyra,
It
but 12.
wouldn't no, with the theme of the episode pretty much being for us to watch Franklin's spiral, I knew it wasn't gonna be any money in there. I just wanted to know if he was gonna let Miguel go. That's all I was waiting for.
I was so happy that he was about to. I was like, oh wow, he's like, put it in your pocket. I got 3 kids. That shit was cold, man. Franklin, I was like, they, I don't like the way they did that. Franklin was already bad, but this was just diabolical.
Yeah.
I mean, this man was just minding his own business, working his 9 to 5.
Teddy all day. We're not leaving one witness. I don't care if you have 3 kids. You have to die with everybody else.
Teddy was a monster too, but would Teddy have done that?
Hell yeah.
You sure? Just murdered her?
Yes.
Okay. Sippy tea. What y'all think, man? But Franklin is garbage, man. He shot this man. Like, you're gonna shoot him in the back too. You're gonna give him hope.
Mm-mm.
You're gonna.
The
put the
money
money
in
in your
your
pocket.
pocket. Like, why we
Yeah,
gotta go that far? Give him false hope that like I just want to get out of here and get to my. And I believed him too. Like I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't want no positives. I'm just trying to do my job. Like
yeah,
just let me get out of here and get back to my family.
yeah.
Killed him. Like oh.
Yeah, man. Next time, guys, verify ID, and if it don't match the home and everything else, what you got on? Well, this was what, the
He was
'80s,
so
late
happy.
'90s.
He's like, hey, I'm coming in here to
Yeah,
help.
yeah. That's just evil. That is just evil. Tara
Yeah.
just straight up evil. And so, yeah, he don't got no money. Peaches is dead, and now we got another time jump, 2 years later, and we was wondering, are we going to see Louie again? And we
Mm.
saw her. What do you think was the reason the people didn't the people didn't rat her out? You
I
know,
was hoping that they would give us a little more time with Louis
I
just
thought you
to
were about to say I was hoping they did rat her out, but I'm sorry.
no.
Go ahead.
I know I was hoping that they would like go like, okay, yeah, they're gone, and or just give some explanation like this is where she's been hiding out, and we're protecting her because she came to us broken. She told us her story, and she's a part of our family now. It's been a couple years. No, it was just really like. I guess I felt like it was just supposed to give us a glimpse into Louie's current life, like she's going to be on the run all of
Yeah,
her life.
yeah, yeah. That's true. What was nice though was just seeing her heart melt
Yeah,
when because she was nervous. She didn't know if they was gonna honor the code or not. They could have been like, oh, she's right here behind the door, get her. You know what I'm saying? She's been holding us hostage. But when she was like, oh yeah, she's been here, but that was months ago. She's long
yeah.
gone now. She's like, oh, thank God. You know what I'm
She's
saying?
gonna
So
keep moving
yeah,
forever.
yeah. That's you got to move out the country. You
And
know,
I'm thinking, I was like, with the state of, where I was like, so she didn't have any money. There
true.
wasn't any money. No, her and Jerome, they put no money to the side.
Yeah, that's
God,
true. That's true. That is true. That is true. Yeah, Buckley's not dead either. But he didn't need to pop up. But I just remember that was her last interaction. But
he's on the phone.
yeah. However, two people won. Of course, we're gonna get to Leon and Wanda, but Gustavo won in a way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm assuming, was he in Mexico?
Yeah,
Okay, because I know we saw the Mexican flag back there on the wall, but they didn't exactly tell us. And he teaching the kids how to wrestle. At first, I thought those were the same boys
yeah,
growing up.
me
And I
too.
was like, yeah, they
Yeah,
kicking it. They a
yeah.
family.
And I saw the little one. I was like, they had a kid. Like,
Yeah,
what's going
yeah.
on? I was like,
Right.
no.
Right. But he went over there and checked the voicemail. He the dude been checking it for 2 years. Is that the first message she left after 2 years,
Yeah,
Tyler?
amazing. I was like, man.
Man, and then was it South Carolina, North Carolina, one of the Carolinas.
I was
Kicking
so
it.
happy to see Gustavo smile. I was like,
Yes,
oh, this is nice.
it was on the tip of my tongue, ma'am. It was on the tip of my
So
tongue.
nice.
My mom thinks you're crazy or doesn't like you, but we want to see you. I want to see you. It was a second.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
I'm so
I'll get
happy.
me some mushu. I'll get me some money. I get to see the boys. All right. I wonder how Franklin is doing. I've heard from him.
Terrible.
But I'm happy Gustavo won.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
He had
Oh
to
my
he had
gosh.
to post up for 2 years. But how much money did he walk away? Was it 500,000? Was it $1 million?
I think it was $1 million because
Okay.
Franklin gave his last of his little 500,000 and he borrowed the rest from Leon.
Right. Okay. Because yeah, he was like, I gotta fulfill the promise, and he put him on the plane or whatever. So yeah, man. I think we got it right though.
Yes.
Louis is cut out dry on the run, but Gustavo, for the most part, he's in the clear.
Yeah. She
Well,
was like, come see me. I was like, no, Gustavo, it's too risky. Wait
wait a
another
minute.
year.
Wait a minute. You know what else I thought about? That's the same DEA agent that didn't die in episode 8. Because I was thinking, I was like, what, did Ruben not kill them? Because it was just a car accident.
Car accident. He only killed the female who was driving the truck.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why. But yeah, he said he's still alive. He woke up in the car like, oh God, what happened? Oh, she shot. Like, what happened? Who did it? You know what I'm saying? I guess I gotta go back to work. And I'm sorry, that was stupid. But no, Louis is on the run. Gustavo, he gets the money, he gets the freedom, he gets the family. He gets the girl.
The happy
Yeah,
ending.
yeah. Maybe he'll pop up in
Because
Wanda spinoff
Gustavo
with that.
wasn't greedy.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what
yeah,
he wanted his family. He wanted his
yeah,
freedom in his life.
yeah.
Franklin wanted the complete opposite.
He he humbled himself when Ruben showed up at his house at the table. It was like, look, okay, I was gonna take what I can get right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. I'm out. Franklin chose the opposite, and that's where we end up is after Louie and Gustavo, the 2 year gap, we get another year gap. And Leon, I was Tyra, I was so nervous. I was thinking about you the entire every frame of this past scene. Like Leon, you back in the hood. I don't want you to get hit by no stray bullet. Nothing. Like somebody gonna walk up to you and be like, what set you claiming? And that's exactly what happened. I was like, no.
No.
Leon's a block. Y'all better
Leon
recognize.
is safe. Once he had his conversation with Sissy, Leon was safe to me because he
Okay.
understood the
Man,
assignment.
I was nervous, man, when them dudes like, hey man, where you from? And he was like, yes, I am reformed brother. No, he's like, no,
Reform, brother.
no, I am. I used to live here or whatever, you know, and
Had his
the,
loose
the house
curls for
was
the
just
girls.
huh? Yeah,
I say he had his loose curls for the
yes,
girls.
yes, 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 yes. It would have been funny if it was some girls on the block like, hey Leon, you know. I would have tripped out. What's up, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just coming through to talk to Franklin real quick, but oh man, we get to see Franklin after 3 years. 3 years since his mama went crazy on Teddy. And I didn't like it. I
No,
didn't
with
like
the
the title.
gap, it was like two, and then it said three more. It's five, right?
Mm-mm.
It's not five.
It's if I want to be exact, it's 3 years and 3 months.
Hmm.
Because the episode started off moments after episode 9. The first jump was 3 months later. The second jump was 2 years. And the third jump was a year. So 3 years and three. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna say 3 years, 3 months, but if I'm wrong, let me know.
I thought it was longer to really explain the dwindle of Franklin because,
Yeah.
yeah, homie looked bad.
He looked horrible. He didn't have any electricity. He had candles, worse than a hoarder. I'm surprised it wasn't rats and roaches everywhere.
I'm sure it
You
was.
know? Yeah, you're right. You probably eating those. Um, but what broke my heart is seeing Leon's face. Like he hasn't seen him in years. And to see him like this, this man did not have $10 to his name. He was like, "Hey, let's go out the back." You know, he may have been a little psychotic, thinking that they still watching him, and they weren't. Maybe they were the first 6 months. Who knows? But I
Well,
doubt it.
no, he was thinking about just the current police who are trying to get him out of because it's condemned. He
Oh
thinks that
yeah, yeah,
he's supposed to be evicted. He's a squatter at this point.
yeah, yeah. And the house been paid off too. That was what, season 2 or 3
Mm-hmm.
when they and you know he just fell back on the property taxes.
Yeah,
You know, ladies taking a crap in the backyard, and you know he's like, "I live
I
here."
live here.
You know, like bro, her taking a crap could actually make it look better. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Like, her
I
doo-doo smell
just
better than
loved
what
it.
you
I
got going
loved the
on.
last scene because they went when he said we're gonna go out the back, and it made me think about when he peeked out of the window and saw Leah in their shot. I think that was the first season too, and he went and helped him, and on the grass and just their relationship, and it's just like, look at you, like,
Yeah.
damn, he looked like Alton.
Yeah, and the thing about it is Leon's reaction, he wasn't judging him. His
No,
heart was broken.
yeah,
It was and he knew that there was no way he could help him either. Like he was a completely mental just gone. Like
yeah,
even if Leon had $1 billion in cash on him, which is
mhm,
unrealistic,
yeah.
he knew that he's like it still won't help this man right here.
No, that
He is,
psychotic break
yeah,
happened once he let out that laugh. Once he realized it was only $12,000 in that safe, that's the same laugh that he's like. It was just something broke inside of his mind, and he couldn't put himself back together.
Now, to give Franklin the benefit of the doubt, I think if anybody, I mean, Franklin was selfish. He's a grown man. You make your own choices and decisions. But I think that if anybody kind of went through the circum of events that he went through, that you would have some type of meltdown, psychotic episode as well.
Mhm.
I don't know, but things do happen to people, and they just kind of clock out. Franklin was a monster before all of that, just being selfish and greedy, just kind of thinking back on people he murdered. Because there have been other shows to where you can have 5 or 6 seasons of the protagonist murdering people, but every murder was justified.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Breaking Bad, Walter White.
Mhm.
At least the first 5 seasons, every murder was justified, and then I think not episode 6, but season 6, he kind of went down the deep end.
Yeah.
But Franklin was doing that like a long time ago. But that walking. What was the Easter egg, Tyra, that we kind of briefly mentioned? Um,
John
or-
Singleton and Boys in the Hood.
right, right.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't gonna win no
No
Oscar.
Oscar. Sexy chocolate nigga
Yeah,
like me. Like,
yeah,
I
that
like the
was right.
conversation of him when Leon said, "Where are we going?" I knew where they were going.
Really, I didn't.
I did because I was like, oh man, I hope they're not going where, because he kept avoiding. He kept asking him, where are we going? He's like, where's Wanda? And Wanda's in the music industry. I was like, what does that tie into this show? The spinoff. So maybe that'll go. I wasn't sure. Leon did say marriage was hard, but he didn't say they were divorced or they were separate. So I'm assuming they're still together.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I was
So, but he just kept deflecting. Like, I love when he tries to ask him, "Did you went and seen your mother?" He's like, he just doesn't get it. He's like, "You haven't went to see Sissy since you, I guess, cussed her out that day." Like,
right,
terrible.
right.
But just him deflecting and him kind of looking like a fiend. I was like, okay, they're walking to, because that used to be their hangout, the store that they went to in the first season. Franklin used to work there, and he was like that first season, he was working there. He was very into the books and talking to Mel, and we have Mel, Kevin, and Leon all go in that store like they're kids at this point, and they're just drinking and just talking. But Mel asked him, why would you leave college and come back to be here with us? He's like, well, I felt like an outsider, but I'm gonna, work things my way to achieve my American dream the way I want to. And she's like, what do you want more than anything? And he says, I want freedom. I just want like unequivocal, just freedom from everything. And then at the end of, the episode when he's talking to Leon, he says, I'm free. Like, I have my freedom, but it's my way. It's not your way, anybody else's. So I was like, okay, well, that's a nice little tie-in. But also at the end of that episode, I think it's the first time that we see Alton, and he is like this unrecognizable drunk that he doesn't want to associate with as his father. And he just, he's just walking, making his rounds around the block, just lost. And with Franklin losing the home, that's pretty much where he's going to end up. I was like, oh, okay.
Tyra, you're making me feel better about the episode.
Okay.
You are making me feel a bit. I mean, I'm still disappointed. I am.
Yeah.
But you're making me feel better because you're making a whole bunch of sense as far as tying everything back in. Because I didn't remember any of that and
Yeah.
that amount of detail, but it is circling back around because
Yeah.
he does have his freedom. Backing up just a little bit though, when they was walking down the out, well, first of all, I'm glad that he was a drunk instead of being cracked out. I don't know why. I mean, I'm just glad that he was a bit of a drunk that instead of cracked out. But also, he was still had some sense. He was still sane because he was making jokes, about his wife and women in general, and they
Yeah.
had a laughing moment,
Yeah.
to where Leon, because at first Leon was looking at him like he's just completely, off the deep end. But when they had that moment of levity, of laughter,
Mhm.
it took them back to the very beginning. Like, okay, there's the Franklin that I remember. I can still,
Yeah.
maybe
There's hope.
play. I can still probably play dominoes with them, next year or something during Thanksgiving.
Well, Leon, I think Leon went, expecting the worst, wanting to help him get on. Like, I think that's going to be Leon's kind of burden to carry with everything, like with everything that I'm trying to do now with my life and save. I think he said he opened up a legal practice. The main
Yeah,
person that I would want to
forgot
save, I
about that.
can't save him. You know, so I think that was like that broke his heart. Like Leon had me
Was he
like
talking about Franklin when he said that? Who was
about
he
what?
talking
Which
about?
one?
When he said the person I want to save, I can't save.
Well,
Who?
no, that's what I took from it. He didn't like
Oh,
really
okay,
actually
okay,
say that in the show, but it's
okay.
just like I'm at this point in my life, I want to help people. Like he said with Sissy, I'm going to keep the shelter open, and he's doing things the way he wants to now. But the main person I want to help, my best friend, I can't help him. Like he's that gone and he's that lost, and that's just really sad for Leon to accept.
I agree. I agree. That hair was nappy as hell. Uh, their wife beater had some holes in it.
Oh, he looked
Um,
homeless.
he looked a mess. You know,
The
he
tea.
he looked like he looked like he can still help it. He just didn't give a damn. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, he did give us freedom. I'm still disappointed. I wanted. I'm like, I was at the end of episode 9. I was like, okay, look, some of the relationships that he had may be shot to hell. But I at least want him, even if he doesn't end up with Veronique and she
Yeah.
still decides to leave him, I still want him to walk away with a little bit of change. Not to where he can just, change the world, but like maybe 750,000, no more than $2 million. And he learned so much, he grew so much, and was like, this is what I'm going to do now.
Yeah.
And try to help my community in some way, shape, or form. But no, he was literally homeless with nothing, not a pot to piss in, is the last frame that we got. And I've heard a lot of homeless people say that, and I remember taking colleges about this. I remember taking colleges about this. I remember taking classes about this when I was in school about, the mindset of homeless people and, a choice versus not a choice. And the common denominator was like, we are free. We have no responsibility. Like I just remember, and this happened
literally Alton. I was like, he's literally Alton, because
Yeah.
Alton was, that person who's lost and drunk and turned out on the street, just strictly reminiscing about what he lost in his old times as a Panther. And you kind of see that in Franklin's, reverting back to, they know who I am, and they watch him like nobody cares about you.
No,
in that
yeah.
in that way in that way anymore. Like, you're no longer. I just see him dwindling down and just reminiscing over who he used to be or the money that he used to have. Meanwhile, now look at you now. Like, you need help.
I was about to disagree with you, but then I think I'm agree with you, because I was about to disagree and say he's not like Alton because Alton abandoned his family in a way.
Oh,
But
Franklin abandoned.
yeah, no, I thought about it more, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
once he
Franklin's done
choked
worse. Yeah, he's done worse.
choked B out, and like B said, like, just take, like, she want me to take solace in that my kid is, she trying to break the cycle. I was like, want me to
Yeah,
take solace,
get the
like,
best schools and all this. Well, Tara, let me ask you this. At this point in time, with this episode ending, because when the news first came out that it was a possibility of a Wanda spinoff show, you weren't that interested.
yeah.
Now that we are done with Snowfall, 6 seasons, how you feeling about a Wanda spinoff? Do you want it to happen, or are you still like, no interest?
Still not there.
Okay.
They didn't give enough. Like, if there was, some injection of Wanda a little bit more in the season for us to want to be interested in what a spinoff with her would be. Now, we can only give so much, but something like we didn't really have that, or even just her and Leon, or just something. But it's just not that. Like, I would be more interested in a spinoff with Leon, honestly.
Well, here's the thing though. If there is a spinoff with Wanda, Leon's gonna be there.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
like, why wouldn't they? Maybe they didn't want to spoil it and have us think
Right.
that Liam may die this season. But now, if he is there, I am more interested. I do like what he's trying to do, and he was getting into new laws that were being made, and the war, and all these other things that are combating communities and people who are in poverty, and he's trying to help with that and present legal aid. But yeah, I will be interested into seeing those dynamics.
Yeah, I wasn't I mean, I was interested in it, but I need it now.
Yeah.
I
Well,
do,
with
because
that, it leaves room for Franklin to reappear. He's not
damn
dead.
it, you took it. I was about to say that. God damn it.
Oh, sorry.
Golly. I was just about to say the exact same thing. I was about to say, Franklin, I was gonna say, look, Wanda trying to do this and the shelter and the legal stuff. I was like, they're gonna come back and save Franklin and not leave him with the naps in his head. I'm just messing with you. We think the same, man. We think the same. That's I love working with you. I love working with you. I love working with you. But yeah, Franklin, what do y'all guys think? Let's just wrap it up. What did you feel about the Snowfall season 6, episode 10 finale? Are you happy? Are you satisfied? I knew that me and Tyra were gonna start this video off like, man, this shit sucks, man. Why they do Franklin like that? Blah, blah, blah. But she's like, no, B, I went back and watched season 1.
I did.
And they did a great job making things circle back around, and the writing was actually very compelling. And I was like, "Oh snap!" So we are at polar opposites. Tyra is satisfied with the finale. I was angry, but after conversing with her, I feel better about it. I'm still disappointed that Franklin was left in this position. I kind of wanted him to, golly, I wanted him to have an apartment at least.
No.
This dude didn't have, he don't
No,
got
he
nothing,
turned
So
into like those tears that are dropped in that first episode of season 1 when he just sees the state of his father. Like that was his worst nightmare. Like you became what you tried to avoid your entire life.
yeah. So I love it, Tyra. I love it. So are you team Tyra, are you team Brandon, you team both of us? Did you like the show? Did you not like the show? You disappointed? You happy? How'd you feel about it? Now, after all of this, how are you feeling about a Wanda spin-off show? I'm assuming if it is, because it says rumor here, but Deadline is reputable. But if it does pop up, Leon got to be there. That just wouldn't make no
I
sense.
mean, come on.
He has to be there. They're married, and
Yeah.
so and if
Leon was acting his ass off in this episode.
he
I just want
was,
to say
but man,
that.
they sounded so nice when you got closer to it. That the mic. I thought it was a different person. But do you think that Franklin will be saved in the Wanda spinoff? Write your own script in the comment section of what you wanted to happen, and just everything spoilers. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna be all in these comments, up, down, left, right, in and out. But yeah, this was I had a lot. I was gonna say this is a fun episode, but no, this conversation with you, Chavo, was fun. I had more fun with the episode now after talking to you. So I'm glad that you're in my life and able to help me do this. And so, guys, again, let us know. Follow us on social media. Her information is in the description box below. And Tara, why don't you let the good people know what you got going on in your lovely channel over here?
Oh man, always so much. This week, of course, I will be probably I'll say Thursday night, go live for Snowfall and give an in-depth breakdown because it's the last episode I want to show out. And I will also be presenting a throwback video for Dream Girls this week. So be sure to go watch that and sing along with me. And then, of course, always an abundance of content on the channel that you haven't seen. Go check that out, run it up, one up all my throwbacks.
Yes. I saw your intro for ATL. I had fun with that. That was funny. So
Thank you.
yeah, this is the type of fun content you get if you subscribe to her channel. What you're gonna get over here with me, movie reviews. You're gonna get spoiler movie reviews, series reviews, and weekly movie news roundup show. Of course, we're talking Snowfall season 6 right now. Power Book 2 Go season 2, or Power Book 2 Go season 3. Bel Air, I got to catch up on trailer reactions and some interviews as well. But also, guys, I started a new show. Y'all know that I go live every Sunday. Well, if you didn't know, you know now, for my movie news roundup. But this past Sunday, I had my first superhero comic book show. That's going to take place on every Sunday. It's not going to be the movie news roundup show. It's going to be strictly superhero and comic book stuff. And right now, the movie news roundup is going to be on Thursdays. And we got some news for Jonathan Major. So the next movie news roundup 103 will be this Thursday. The date exactly is the 20th. And then on the 23rd will be the next superhero comic book live show on Sunday. And so make sure you check that out. And I'm gonna start reviewing more martial arts films. So yeah, Donnie Yen, he not only in John Wick 4, he got this new movie out right now called Sakura. Check it out. Check out my Mario review. And yeah, this was a thumbnail for episode 1 or 2 that I did this past Sunday. And this was a thumbnail for my superhero comic book show.
Showing out with them thumbnails, ain't you?
I'm trying to get like you, ma'am, and I'm trying to come up with a name for my show as well. And so you guys help me out with that. I'm open to all ideas. But guys, again, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery. Oh, let me also little announcement real quick. Little announcement. The next show that I will be doing on my channel it's on FX and Hulu. you know, the same network you're watching right now. It's Dear Mama. Oh Lord, it's gonna go away. I may do Class
Classical
of 09 as well, because they got Brian Tyree Henry. But Dear Mama, I'm actually gonna watch the first episode after we hit record. We're recording this, and I'm gonna try. I may do Class of 09 too. So Dear Mama and Class of 09. You know, if you want to see my recaps on that, let me know. But that's what I have coming up next on my channel. But now we out of here, guys. Again, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget, I'm B. Avery. That's Tyra, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.